Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Buried structure, so we excavated out on all sides, but unfortunately we didn't find anything else.
What if I told you that a film that was supposed to entertain its audience left every one of them utterly confused and angry? This wasn't because something was wrong with the film, but because it was completely ahead of its time, beating everyone's imagination. From the hellish spacesuits to the most famous cut in history, here are 25 2001 A Space Odyssey secrets that have been hidden for decades. 25. The monolith was meant to be glass.
Of course I am. Sorry about this. I know it's a bit silly. Just a moment. Just a moment.
Imagine the most iconic, mysterious slab as transparent, sparkling glass. Kubrick's initial costly concept was a massive crystal structure. He wanted it to gleam and shimmer with alien intense energy. He believed this high-tech material would look utterly ethereal and futuristic. The production team spent valuable, frustrating weeks trying to capture the desired effect. The crystal immediately caused a huge, insurmountable technical problem. It reflected every single studio light source and crew member. It showed cameras, cables, and even the director's reflections. Kubrick's absolute demand for visual perfection was instantly challenged. He could not tolerate any accidental trace of the filming apparatus. He quickly abandoned the massive, expensive, transparent design. This technical failure led directly to a simple solution. He chose a completely black, matte, wooden slab instead. This final design absorbs all light, allowing no reflection or detail. It forces the audience to project all meaning onto the void. The technical flaw ultimately compelled Kubrick to create cinema's greatest symbol of a universal idea. Number 24. The actors didn't know the ending.
That's a very nice rendering, Dave. I think you've improved a great deal.
Kubrick deliberately maintained a strict atmosphere of total secrecy on his set. He kept his principal actors unaware of the story's overall meaning. They rarely understood the larger context of their individual scenes. Keir Dullea, playing Bowman, constantly admitted feeling confused. He frequently filmed major emotional sequences without a narrative context. He confessed wondering if the astronauts were secretly villainous. He even thought they might represent strange, infiltrating alien invaders. This was not accidental confusion or the director's neglect. It was a calculated, deliberate artistic choice by the genius himself. Their genuine uncertainty and disorientation translated perfectly to the screen. It created an authentic, unsettling sense of isolation and detachment. The actors' real-life bewilderment became a powerful, essential component of the film's intended intellectual experience for the viewer. Number 23, Kubrick tried to copyright Aliens.
Good evening, Dave.
How you doing, Hal?
Everything's running smoothly, and you?
Oh, not too bad.
Have you been doing some more work?
A few sketches.
May I see them?
Sure.
Kubrick's paranoia about preserving his vision was incredibly intense and specific. He took highly unusual and professional legal steps to protect his work. He seriously consulted specialized lawyers about copywriting the concept of extraterrestrial life. He feared another cheap film would beat him to the punch with Aliens. This, he strongly felt, would severely diminish the unique originality of his own film. He contacted scientists at NASA headquarters directly and often. He actually asked them to formally alert him of any genuine discovery of life. He was actively competing against both fiction and scientific reality. The great irony is that he ultimately chose never to show any physical alien beings. He kept the intelligence abstract, mysterious, and infinitely profound. He sought to legally guard the one artistic concept he realized was far more powerful when left completely invisible. Number 22, the narrator disappeared. Early script drafts included long, extensive guided narration segments. The voiceover was filmed in a serious, explanatory documentary style. Real scientists were hired to explain the complex scientific concepts. They were meant to guide confused viewers through the film's time jumps. Kubrick wasn't planning on leaving not even one of his audience behind. During the long philosophical editing process, Kubrick reconsidered everything. He realized the explanation instantly shattered the film's beautiful mystery. Narration would reduce the complex work to simple adventure fiction. Instead, he decided to, by default, trust his audience. He completely removed every single trace of the unnecessary voiceover. This radical decision elevated the film from a story into an unforgettable piece of intellectual cinema. Number 21, the real brands of the future. Kubrick's future felt plausible precisely because it was built on familiarity. The production made the deliberate choice not to invent fictional brands. It utilized well-known corporations from the 1960s. Pan Am operated the giant orbital shuttles and transportation. Hilton managed the luxury space station hotel facilities. Howard Johnson served food in the orbital complex cafeteria. IBM powered all the central computers and diagnostic systems. This was incredibly effective, subtle world building and prediction. It suggested the future was a logical, natural extension of the present era. These common companies had simply expanded their reach into space. The grounding in familiar brands made the film feel like a genuine documentary vision of the future. Number 20, the hellish spacesuits. Dave Bowman's calm, highly professional demeanor concealed intense suffering. The heavy, pressurized spacesuits were a logistical and physical nightmare. They were completely sealed and became unbearably hot inside. Powerful studio lights dramatically raised the internal temperature to dangerous levels. Keir nearly quit the production multiple times due to the heat. He constantly struggled with waves of intense panic and claustrophobia. The dehydration was severe and constant during filming. The crew had to secretly drill tiny ventilation holes for him. These vital holes were placed in strategic, completely undetectable locations. Despite the adjustments, Keir endured a physical torment for long hours. His perfectly controlled performance masked a real-life, grueling battle against overwhelming physical and mental duress. Number 19, the leopard was real. The Dawn of Man sequence contained astonishing, real-life danger. One specific shot shows a leopard attacking an early human ancestor. The animal used was a powerful predator with full capabilities. A brave stuntman wore the full, uncomfortable early hominid costume. He had to lie absolutely motionless directly beneath the massive cat. Expert animal trainers watched nervously just outside of the camera's strict frame. The crucial, terrifying moment was captured with extreme speed and precision. The scene required extensive rehearsal under genuinely life-threatening conditions. This specific footage is an extreme artifact from a time when risk was often deliberately accepted for ultimate visual authenticity. Number 18, models were destroyed. Immediately after filming concluded, Kubrick issued a highly radical, destructive command. He demanded the complete and utter destruction of all major props and models. The massive 54-foot Discovery spacecraft model was deliberately destroyed. This intricate structure represented months of specialized, expensive craftsmanship. His primary reasoning was protective and strictly artistic preservation. He feared cheaper productions would inevitably reuse his masterpiece models in the future. He believed this would degrade the originality and uniqueness of his vision. Master craftsmen were forced to smash, burn, and discard their own incredible work. This wasn't irrationality, but a question to preserve that which is deemed priceless. Number 17, the myth of HAL and IBM. Sharp-eyed analytical fans quickly noticed a distinct linguistic pattern. The letters HAL immediately precede IBM in the standard alphabet. This simple observation sparked a massive, enduring conspiracy theory among viewers. People believed Kubrick was secretly mocking the powerful computing corporation. Arthur C. Clarke publicly and repeatedly denied this specific interpretation vehemently. He insisted HAL was merely an acronym for a programmed algorithmic computer. Yet the theory became widely popular and universally accepted by fans. It perfectly captured the cultural anxieties about technology and corporate control. The supposed coincidence became a compelling, powerful myth that fans actively choose to believe is an intentional cinematic secret. Number 16, the Space Toilet Manual.
We are reviewing telemetric information in our mission simulator and will advise. Roger your plan to go EVA and replace Alpha Echo 35 unit.
Kubrick's commitment to background realism was surprisingly obsessive and detailed. He insisted on creating a full printed instruction manual for the zero-gravity toilet. This sheet was a functional, realistic prop for the Orion shuttle set. Most casual viewers never even noticed the small printed document in the scene. Dedicated fans later paused the film to meticulously read every single word. The manual covered proper restraint procedures and the weightlessness of space. It explained detailed scientific waste disposal protocols. This tiny, obscure manual proves every functional detail required rigorous scientific plausibility in Kubrick's fully realized world. Number 15, the ape men were dancers. The actors portraying the prehistoric hominids were highly specialized performers. They were rigorously choreographed by the skilled mime artist Daniel Richter. Richter was an expert in physical theater and expressive movement. The actors wore heavy, detailed, uncomfortable yak hair costumes. He taught them a complex, deliberate, primal ballet of gestures. Their movements had to sell the profound illusion of rapid evolutionary growth. They needed to appear both brutally primitive and yet strangely graceful. This artistic direction created a nervingly authentic sense of realism. The most powerful visual effect in the Dawn of Man sequence was not advanced technology, but masterful human physical artistry. Number 14, HAL's Last Lullaby. The eerie, unforgettable song Hal sings as his consciousness fades is Daisy Bell. This choice holds deep, specific historical significance for technology. Arthur C. Clarke famously witnessed an IBM computer perform this exact song. It happened in 1961 during a seminal demonstration at Bell Laboratories. This event marked a crucial early milestone in synthetic voice technology, including the song linking Hal's final moments directly to his technical birth. As his mind is systematically disconnected, he regresses to his first performance. Number 13, Africa, filmed in England. The vast sweeping African vistas shown were completely artificial creations. The Dawn of Man sequence was filmed entirely inside a massive studio space. It was shot within a soundstage in Boreham Wood, England. Kubrick employed revolutionary advanced front projection technology. A massive screen displayed high-resolution images of the real African landscape. The actors performed directly in the foreground of the picture. The technical illusion was so perfect it fooled experts completely. Most viewers simply assumed the crew had traveled to the continent. This innovation gave the director complete control over lighting, weather, and the scale of his manufactured environment. Number 12, the missing 19 minutes. Following the immediate critical and commercial backlash, Kubrick acted swiftly. He personally cut almost 20 minutes from the lengthy initial film print. The removed footage included extended astronaut routines and downtime activities. It featured additional, slowly paced exterior spacecraft sequences. But he realized the deliberate rhythm needed immediate tightening for pacing. MGM executives later formally promised they would never restore the missing footage. The mystery of these lost scenes became legendary among dedicated film enthusiasts. The elimination of the footage added yet another layer of permanent enigma to the film's already mysterious narrative structure. Number 11, the spacesuit color code. The striking red, yellow, and blue spacesuits were a highly calculated aesthetic choice. These specific colors were designed to be visually vibrant on the massive screen format. They also deliberately matched the primary colors used in early color television technology. Each specific hue carried a distinct psychological undertone for the viewer. Red suggested immediate danger, crisis, and urgency in the void of space. Yellow represented caution, necessary alertness, and technical vigilance. Blue conveyed calm, methodical professionalism, and emotional control. Every visual element, even the functional protective gear, was calculated to reinforce the film's deeper psychological themes. Number 10. Racing Against NASA. Kubrick lived under the constant, intense professional fear of being dated. He was genuinely terrified that NASA's Apollo program would achieve a lunar landing first. A real moon landing would instantly make his fictional vision look obsolete. He pushed his special effects team to absolute, frantic, demanding limits. Their lunar sequences had to rival any real photographic documentation. They were competing directly against one of humanity's greatest historical achievements. The intense pressure ensured that every single detail was perfected. The stunning irony is that his fictional work achieved the unquestionable visual realism of eventual historical reality. Number 9. The Space Hamster Wheel. The rotating centrifuge set was an unparalleled piece of engineering genius. It successfully created the perfect illusion of artificial gravity inside the ship. The massive structure was 38 feet in total diameter across the stage. It weighed over 30 tons and required millions of dollars to construct. Actors had to jog and move naturally inside the giant spinning wheel. They needed perfect timing and immense physical stamina to perform the drill. Crew members frequently suffered from debilitating motion sickness just observing the rotation. This complex effect resulted in seamless, believable cinematic reality achieved through sheer engineering prowess. Number 8. The Fire That Halted Production.
Well, as far as I know, no 9,000 computers have been disconnected.
Well, no 9,000 computers ever fouled up before.
That's not what I mean. Well, I'm not so sure what do you think about it.
A major devastating production disaster struck the studio lot in 1966. A massive fire swept through MGM Borehamwood Studios, causing chaos. It severely damaged many meticulously built sets and crucial props on location. Months of intricate work were instantly compromised or utterly destroyed. Production was immediately and completely shut down for many weeks of assessment. Kubrick assessed the extensive damage with a usual calmness. He absolutely refused to use any material that had been tainted by smoke damage. He ordered all affected areas rebuilt entirely from the ground up. What could have stopped the film only served to prove Kubrick's ultimate commitment to visual perfection. Number 7. The Ending You'll Never See.
Rotate the pod, please, Hal. Rotate the pod, please, Hal. I don't think he can hear us.
Early script concepts included elaborate, detailed alien civilizations and worlds. They described huge, glittering, crystalline cities and exotic architecture. Kubrick spent substantial time, money, and effort designing these locations. He actually began building some of these complex sets for the scenes. As the film's philosophy evolved, he made a radical, defining artistic decision. He chose to scrap all alien imagery completely. He feared any concrete depiction would ultimately disappoint the viewer. He chose the abstract transformation instead. By eliminating the physical aliens, he created a profound, infinite, and eternally debatable mystery for generations. Number 6. IBM's real involvement. IBM's corporation was deeply involved in the film's precise production details. They supplied authentic technical specifications for equipment design. They also provided detailed design references for the computer panels and screens. Their logos appeared throughout the Discovery spacecraft systems. Kubrick imposed one crucial, non-negotiable stipulation for the partnership. The IBM logo absolutely could not appear near any of HAL's aggressive malfunctions. He did not want to imply corporate error created the ultimate AI threat. He achieved absolute technical realism while carefully managing the brand's public image and avoiding legal issues. Number 5. The Stargate wasn't CGI. The psychedelic Stargate sequence utilized light and specific chemical processes. It was created decades before computer graphics were remotely viable. VFX artist Douglas Trumbull devised a complex slit scan photography technique. He filmed light passing through narrow-moving slits repeatedly. Some single-frame exposures required several minutes of capture time. The entire process was manual, analog, and highly scientific. The results were tunnels of flowing light and color. This hypnotic sequence was born from pure photographic alchemy, achieving effects far beyond the technology of the day. Number 4. The most famous cut in history. It is arguably the most famous and philosophically profound jump cut ever executed. A spinning prehistoric bone is instantly replaced by an orbiting space satellite. The single, silent edit dramatically leaps 4 million years forward in history. The match cut required months of precise mathematical calculation and testing. Kubrick and his editor tested countless rotational variations for alignment. The speed and trajectory had to align perfectly and seamlessly. The movement created a visual poem of technological evolution. The simple transition required extreme technical effort to achieve its massive intellectual impact. Number 3. Rock Hudson walked out.
Rotate seat belt, please, Hal.
The New York premiere night was a notoriously commercial failure for the studio. The film's silence, pacing, and structure baffled the initial audience completely. 241 people famously left the theater before the end. Actor Rock Hudson was reportedly among the viewers who quickly fled. He allegedly shouted his total confusion as he departed the screening room. Critics universally dismissed the film as pretentious and incoherent, yet within weeks, younger, counterculture audiences embraced the new language. The film's initial outright rejection proved its profound genius was simply operating years ahead of the cultural acceptance. Number 2. Two Births, One Odyssey.
What sort of trouble you been having, Dave?
Well, I've been getting some interference on D channel.
We'll have a look at it.
The greatest science fiction film was not adapted from an existing novel. The novel and film script were created concurrently side by side. Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke worked in constant creative partnership. Clarke wrote book chapters while Kubrick continually adjusted the developing film script. The book explained many mysteries the film deliberately kept opaque and unseen. The film visualized concepts the novel could verbally describe in text. This unique creative method was entirely unprecedented in Hollywood. It was a dual creation, yielding 2 complete versions of one cohesive story. Number 1. When reality copied the movie. Kubrick's spacecraft designs were astonishingly authentic and hyper-realistic. They were based on real aerospace engineering concepts and proposals. The Discovery and the lunar shuttles were not fantasy inventions. They reflected actual NASA blueprints and program proposals directly. The film's technical accuracy was uncanny to scientific experts. When Neil Armstrong landed in 1969, the world watched the television screens. The real footage of the moon looked almost identical to the film's visuals. This visual similarity led to the conspiracy theory that Kubrick secretly filmed the moon landing for the US government. From destroyed models to silenced narrators, these secrets are amazing. And 57 years later, 2001: A Space Odyssey still stares back at us. Which of these incredible secrets shocked you the absolute most? Let us know down in the comments below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more mind-blowing video secrets. Thank you for watching.